Well, welcome again to our reading of the Greek New Testament. We're reading Matthew's Gospel, chapter 14, and we're up to verse 22. Kaiuthios anankasen tous methetas embenai es ten ploion kai proagen auton es ten peran. And immediately he compelled the disciples, embenai from embino, to get on board in the boat, kai proagen auton. So this is to go ahead of him, es top peran, to the other side, that's the other side of the lake, heos until the time when, so while, standard idiom here, heos so while apoluse, he might dismiss to Soclus the crowds. Kai apolusas, having dismissed the crowd, it's plural here, anebe, he went up into the mountain, pros euxasthai, to pray, kat idian, in private. Opsias de genomenes, monos ein eke. Again, we're going to supply hemeras here, genitive absolute. It having become, the day having become late, he was monos alone, eke there. To deploy on Adis stadius polus apotes ges aneken, basanid zomenon hupot ton kumaton. And the boat, now ap echo means to be distant from. So the boat was a distance of many stades, and the Ade is now. So the boat was then, or now, at that time, distance many stades from the land. Participle agreeing with ploion, neuter participle, basanidzomenon. Now, basanizdo is to torture someone. So probably here, perhaps being lashed might be a right word to translate this, of boats, a boat being lashed in the sea. So being lashed by the waves, and explanatory gar, for the wind was enantios, was against them. It was a contrary wind. Tetate de fulake tes nuktos eilthen prosautus peripaton epitane thalasan. And at the fourth watch of the night, the night's divided, I think, into 4 different stages, so this is just before the dawn. So at the fourth stage of the night, fourth watch of the night, he came to them, peripaton, participle from peripatio, walking epitane thalasan, on the sea. Hoidemethetoi idontes auton epites thalases. His disciples, having seen him peripatunta, accusative participle agreeing with auton, him walking upon the sea. This is from tarasso, to be troubled. It's aorist passive here, to trouble, I should say. This is the aorist passive. So they were troubled, legontes, saying, and then we get a haughty recitative here, so inverted commas, phantasma estin, it is a vision, a phantasm in English. And they cried out apot tu phobu, from fear. Euthus de elalesen ho Jesus, and Jesus immediately spoke to them, legon, saying, Thasete, be bold, take heart, ego eimi. Now, of course, this is reminiscent of the I am who I am reference to God in the Old Testament, so that you get this several times in the New Testament, ego eimi, literally I am. You could also just take it as it is I. Anyway, I'll leave you to read the commentaries on that. So, take heart, it is I. Me phobes, there, do not fear. Apokrithes de auto hopetros epen, Courier, e su e, notice the different accents for the different meanings, of course. Keliuson me elthen prosse epita hudata. And Peter, having answered him, he said, Lord or Master, if you are. So if it is you, and just notice the different accents here. So if, literally if you are, so if it is you, bid, aorist imperative here, bid me, elthane, to come to you, epita hudati, upon the water, or the waters, plural, upon the waters. And he said, elthe, come. Kai katabas apot to ployu, participle from katabino. Now katabino is the right technical word for getting off a ship, so disembarking from the boat, Peter peri epatesen, he began, it's an aorist here, he walked upon the waters, and he came to Jesus. Blepon de, but seeing ton onemon, and then someone, perhaps some scribe has added, it's in square brackets here, iskuron. So seeing that the wind was very strong, ephobethe, he was frightened. Kai arxamenos, and he began katapontizesthai. It's to sink into the sea. It is a classical word, it's in Lysias and Demosthenes, so having begun to sink into the sea, Ekruxen, he cried out, saying, Courier, Lord, soson me, rescue me, save me. Aorist imperative from so. Euthios deho Jesus ectenas ten kera, and immediately Jesus, having stretched out his hand, ep elabeto, this is from epi lambanamai, he took hold of him, and he says to him, historic present, oligopiste, O, it's an evocative, O ye of little faith, eis te edistasas. For what reason did you doubt? The verb is distasdo, to doubt or to have doubts, also to be doubtful. It's only here in it's only in Matthew's Gospel in the New Testament, but the word does occur in Plato, so it is a classical word, distazo. So for what reason did you doubt? Kai anabanton, outone, and when genitive absolute, and they having got on board on the boat, the wind ekopasen. Well, generally translated, the wind ceased, perhaps died down, might be better. It has the sense of sort of wore itself out. So the wind died down, perhaps ceased, and hoide entoploio pros ekune san auto legontes, and those in the boat worshipped him, saying, Alethos theouios a, truly you are a son, there's no article, truly you are a son of God. Dia perasantes eilthon epitengen es genesaret. And having crossed, that is, having crossed the lake, they came to the they came to dry land in Gennesaret. Kai epignontes auton hoiandres tu topu ekenu epestilen es holenten pericoron auten kai pros einen canauto pantas tus kakose contas. And the men of that place, having recognized him, they sent into the whole of the pericoron, whole of that surrounding region, surrounding land, and they brought from Prospero to him pantas tus. Now this is that idiom echo plus an adverb, to be, ill, to be badly off, so to be ill. So they brought to him all of those being ill, and Paracaloon, they besought him that they might only touch that they might touch only, or only touch, and haptomai takes a genitive. The kraspedou is the hem of his garment. Kai hosoi hepsanto, and as many as touched it, diasothesan, aorist passive from diasozo, they were saved, or they were made well. Greek uses sozo in the sense of to save, but also to recover from illness, especially with the diasozo. So they recovered, perhaps you could translate it. And that's the end of chapter 14.